What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Cosmic Wonder. I'm Warren Thompson, and today we have some really big news, not just coming from Marvel Studios, but actually coming from Disney, and specifically Disney CEO Bob Iger. And in fact, a lot of things are happening today. It looks like Marvel is in for a pretty big changeup. A changeup that might be really good news to some fans, while at the same time might be disappointing some other fans just a little bit. But overall, I think what Marvel Studios and Disney is about to do is going to be better for the MCU, for the movies, for the shows, and for the stories. Especially for the people who have been stating that it's rather hard to keep up to date with the MCU nowadays because there's just so much to keep up with, especially if you don't want to watch a particular show. It could be kind of annoying to some people that don't want to watch those particular shows because it's the MCU. Everything's connected, and you kind of have to watch those shows to know what's going on. So people who are in that category should be feeling a little bit better after today's video. However, there is also a little bit of trouble going on out there today as the actors have now called a strike. So the writers and the actors are on strike right now. We'll talk about what that means in this video, but first, let's go over what Bob Iger said. And if you are a fan of the MCU, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you can stay up to date on everything that is happening with the MCU. So this actually took place today while Bob Iger, Disney CEO, was talking to CNBC. And this is the actual headline for the CNBC article that states, Disney pulling back on making Marvel Star Wars content, Iger says. The article starts off by stating, Disney is slowing down when it comes to making movies and TV series for its Marvel Studios and Lucasfilm franchises, CEO Bob Iger said Thursday on CNBC. Now, we knew this was coming. Both Bob Iger and Kevin Feige, the president of Marvel Studios, did say that we're going to see a change in the release patterns for the Disney Plus shows and movies. And when Kevin Feige was specifically asked about this, whether it was going to be fewer Disney Plus shows or them simply spread out more with their release dates, he said both. Now, Bob Iger explains that there are several reasons for this decision, and one of them is actually cost. He stated, and I quote, "You pull back not just to focus, but also as part of our cost containment initiative, spending less on what we make and making less." Now, that right there is a little bit of a concerning statement. Bob Iger just said that they are going to make less, meaning for Star Wars and Marvel, they are going to make less, I would assume, Disney Plus shows. Movies have been pretty steady, 3 movies a year, 4 movies a year. That's not too different than what Marvel Studios was doing in the past, 2 to 3 movies a year, but the Disney Plus shows have been cranked out like crazy. So when Bob Iger talks about making less, I'm assuming he is talking about the Disney Plus shows since him and Kevin Feige have been talking about making less Disney Plus shows in the past. That makes sense, but then he said spending less on what they make, meaning they are not going to put as much money into these Disney Plus shows than they were before. And this could be problematic. However, since they are going to be making less, they will essentially have more funds opened up and they won't be working their workers so hard anymore. Specifically, the VFX teams that have recently complained in the past. They won't have to go from Disney Plus show to Disney Plus show to Disney Plus show. They will have time to work on things, and since there's going to be less Disney Plus shows getting put out, that is a little bit more money per Disney Plus show. At least that is what we would hope is going to happen. However, Bob Iger just did say spending less and making less, so we'll have to wait and see on that. However, he does say a lot more. While speaking with CNBC, Bob Iger did admit that the studio screwed with audience expectations by offering up so much streaming content. The negative impact of that has been commercial disappointments in theaters, be it Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania not even reaching 500 million worldwide, or disappointing openings for summer tentpoles Elemental and Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. And this is what Bob Iger had to say about that. There have been some disappointments. We would have liked some of our more recent releases to perform better. It's reflective not as a problem from a personal perspective, but I think in our zeal to basically grow our content significantly to serve mostly our streaming offerings. And here's a really important part. He continues to say, we ended up taxing our people way beyond in terms of their time and their focus, way beyond where they had been. And he goes on to specifically talk about Marvel. He states, Marvel's a great example of that. They had not been in the TV business at any significant level. Not only did they increase their movie output, but they ended up making a number of television series and frankly, it diluted focus and attention. That is, I think, more of the cause than anything. So Bob Iger admits right here, he states that he believes they made so much that it essentially diluted Marvel and the MCU. There was so much content out there that it was almost impossible for every individual person to maintain their focus and attention on the MCU because there was just so much. Now, I know the fandom is kind of mixed about this. Some people love all of the output that Disney has been doing with Marvel Studios and the Disney Plus shows and the movies, and some people don't like it so much. Go ahead and let us know where you're at in the comments down below. Did you think it was too much, or did you think it was fine? Now, earlier this year in an investor conference, Bob Iger said that there was nothing inherently off about the Marvel brand. And I would have to agree with that. I think they just put out way too much content for a lot of people to keep up with. Even people that I personally know who love Marvel have said, yeah, it is a lot and I haven't watched everything because it's just so much. And now I'm behind and don't really know what's going on. But for the people who feel that way, it's good news. This is good news. Bob Iger is confirming, hey, they're gonna make less Disney Plus shows. I hope they don't make less movies. I hope they just cut back a little bit on the Disney Plus shows. We don't need 6 Disney Plus shows plus special presentations a year, but 2 Disney Plus shows about really awesome characters and 1 special presentation about another awesome character a year. That's fine. Mix that with 3 movies a year. That's still a lot of Marvel content, way more than we're used to before Phase 4. But it wouldn't be as much to keep up with. That way, the MCU could still be fresh, and it wouldn't really lose you. It wouldn't lose your attention, it wouldn't lose your focus, and you could keep up much easier. Now, for those people who are like me who can watch everything that Marvel puts out, unfortunately, we're going to be getting a little less. However, since we are getting less, hopefully, the quality does start to increase. That could be the really great thing about Bob Iger's strategy here. So that's a big change coming from Marvel. They're going to be switching up what they do, and Marvel's Phase 5 and Phase 6 could definitely be affected by this, but it is being affected right now because the SAG AFTRA calls a history-making strike. The SAG AFTRA, which stands for the Screen Actors Guild, American Federation of Television and Radio Artists, is an American labor union representing about 160,000 film and television actors, journalists, radio personalities, recording artists, singers, voice actors, fashion models, etc. And they have called a strike along with the writer's strike that has currently been happening. Now, the writer's strike has already pushed a few things with Marvel Studios and many other studios as well back a little bit, but now some actors are going on strike. So unfortunately, since the writer strike caused some delays, the actor strike, the SAG strike, is going to be causing some more delays. Hopefully this ends relatively soon. However, it's not looking like it's going to because the SAG says something very different than what the studios are stating. The studios, who are represented by the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers, or the AMPTP, they said they presented a great and historic deal to the SAG. The representative for them said this, and I quote, "The AMPTP presented a deal that offered historic pay and residual increases, substantially higher caps on pension and health contributions, audition protections, shortened series option periods, and a groundbreaking AI proposal that protects actors' digital likeness for SAG AFTRA members." And they concluded by stating, "A strike is certainly not the outcome we hoped for, as studios cannot operate without the performers that bring our TV shows and films to life." End quote. So the studios believe that they offered the actors a pretty great deal, but the actors obviously do not agree. So unfortunately, we don't really know when this could possibly come to an end, but this could definitely affect Marvel Studios, especially if they have a good amount of actors who are a part of the SAG AFTRA. We do know that the writer's strike did delay some of Marvel Studios projects a little bit, and although it is not official or confirmed in any means yet, we should be expecting some more delays due to this. If they don't happen to have any more delays, that is great, but let's just prepare ourselves. And in the meantime, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell if you want to stay up to date on everything happening with the MCU, including those release dates. Don't forget to like this video, and if you subscribe and leave a comment, you're automatically entered in our giveaway for a chance to win an Xbox Series X, a PS5, some Marvel Legends items, or some DC items. We pick one winner at the end of each month, and the winner gets to pick one item. You can also further support us on Patreon, check out our website, or join our Discord server, and of course, you can follow us on Instagram and Twitter as well. As always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.